What's up, guys? So, so I'm here with two lovely people I just met, Bob and Sandy. I interrupted these two, their picnic, to ask them a couple questions, and they agreed to answer some questions for me. So, my first question is, when did you guys first meet, and how long have you been together?
3 days, we will have been married 64 years.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
I was going to college at Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And was very good friends with Bob's sister, who was my friend in college. And his sister, Nancy, said, how about if I bring my brother up next weekend? And so that's how we met.
'Cause I feel nowadays relationships, when it gets to a hard time, they decide to quit. They don't fight for each other, fight for that love, that commitment that they made. With almost 64 years under your belt, married together, what helped you guys get through the hard times or the low times?
I think the commitment to each other, and we're a team. You know, we're not just individuals, and we have to work together. Good and bad, we have to take it and figure out how to manage life.
I would agree with that. I always thought that I'm in this forever. There's no escape route. I've chosen to spend my life with Bob, and I'm not leaving. I'm staying. I'm in it forever, and leaving is not the answer. We figure out together, and we did.
What's one thing you loved about Bob when you first met him and still to this day?
Oh, he has a wonderful sense of humor. I loved his. We always could end up laughing, and he's extremely supportive, and we laughed a lot. His sense of humor is great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And for you, Bob, what's one thing that you loved about Sandy when you first met and still to this day?
That'll take me a while to think of that. We had many same goals, and it seemed like we had same goals of what we wanted to do with our lives, together, that is. So yeah, I think that made it very easy.
Okay.
Wouldn't want him to look good too.
Absolutely.
I'm his best cheerleader, or I want to be. Yeah.
I hope so. But is that right, Bob?
Yeah, she's my best cheerleader.
But I believe a big thing is mindset. You know, where are you? Where are you in your mind? You know, because like Bob said about the teamwork, and like you were saying, like you're in it forever. That's a mindset that I feel like is being lost today.
So you're exactly right. You need to say, this is gonna work. I'm gonna succeed, and you don't.
And I believe when they can shift their mind into that teamwork mindset, like he said, we can have plenty of Bob and Sandy marriages. If there's one piece of advice that you can tell the generation coming up and the younger people on how to build a successful relationship and potentially marriage, what would that one advice be?
If you're angry at something that Bob does, you don't always need to say that. You just need to listen.
Okay. For you, Bob.
I'm kind of believe that people don't have a goal. I really believe it's a concept of you have to be a team, and you have to set goals of what you're going to do.
For me.
This has been delightful. I also want to say you need to focus on the good things in your life. And there's always something good. You don't want to focus on the problems that you have.
Absolutely. And I just personally right now I experienced that. Like all day today I've had a plan on how I wanted to attack this day, and it didn't go as planned, and I'm just all over the place, like what do I do? Somehow I ended up here. I met you two, and like this was something that I needed to get this interview out. I needed to get these questions asked, you know what I mean? And so I appreciate both of you guys.
I appreciate you too, David. It's been good for us. We went to a funeral today of a friend that we knew. He was young. He was a little younger than we are, and he died. And we find ourselves, that's happening more and more, and I think, wow, I thank God I'm still here.
Any last words you guys would like to say before I show them your wonderful view?
Yeah. No, life in Berks County is wonderful. It is beautiful. Sit here and look at all this. How can you be unhappy? You know.
Absolutely.
David, I'm really impressed. How old are you? You're doing this.
I'm 25.
25.
25.
I'm really impressed that you're taking the time to talk to people, and not only that, you listen to them.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
You're exceptional for your age. You really are.
I appreciate that.
That's part of the problem of growing old. You're discounted a lot of times by younger people. You don't even really exist because you're old.
I am the complete opposite. I feel like I can learn a lot. You know, I unfortunately I wish I knew everything, but at the same time I'm glad I don't know everything because
right.
I can walk up to Bob and Sandy and ask them for wisdom. You know, and that's really what it's all about. I love to seek wisdom, and that is why I'm doing what I do and asking questions like this and stuff like that, because not only is it helping my potential followers who are watching this, but also it helps me out.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
And
Well, this has been fun. I've learned a lot from you, Bob, that I didn't know.
look at that.
You made our day. Yeah.
I appreciate that, and you guys, trust me, you don't know how much this meant to me, because, like I said, I was lost today, and somehow I ended up here.
This is kind of interesting.
That's awesome.
You're sitting there as a total stranger. We're interested in your drone, and you turn out to be such a nice person.
I appreciate that.
It's been great.
Great.
I appreciate that. Now, there we go. Let's do this. Look at that. All right, guys, there you have it. Thank you, Bob and Sandy. We appreciate your wisdom.